Evening, everyone. Tonight, I really want to share something I've been scared to open up and share until today. Actually, still reluctant to share it up to now. But I'm going to share a journal entry, all right, I found from a few months ago. People have asked me to stop posting on certain groups and talking about certain topics. The fact is, I'm not going to stop talking about things I feel passionate about. I have struggled in life, as I have said, and I want to share my struggles with people who may be going through the same. It actually may save somebody. That's the way I look at it. So I'm going to go through the actual journal entry, all right, which I wrote and I read through yesterday, which really woke me up. I woke up through the night. I had one of those nights that really drove me to the edge. This was one of my worst nights, all right, ever. Actually, I contemplated bringing an end to it all, an end in my life, all right. I was going through a dream, and the dream was it was so surreal. I thought I was in a mental asylum in an hospital, or a hospital surrounding, all right. I found myself in a situation and confrontation with medical staff and patients as I was trying to interact with doctors and nurses. I was questioning my life in general. Best way to explain what I was going through was like being torn between two realities, all right. And this is during my sleep. Best way to explain it was like a film incorporating the Matrix, Shutter Island, and the Truman Show, all in one. All right, and this is what I was going through. As I woke up, it felt like if I was still in this other reality. Although I was in my bedroom, I found myself just lying in the bed, frozen, still, going back and forth between two realities. Right, this is what was going on when I was going through a dark moment. I was questioning everything around me, trying to establish what was real and what was not real. When you cannot distinguish reality, then it can be really scary, trust me. It got me thinking, what is reality? This is the biggest question I have and continue to ask during these episodes that I was facing at the time. All right, worst part of all of this is how easy of doing something like ending your life because you're torn between two realities and you're not sure which is real and which is not. During these episodes, as I said, I've contemplated bringing an end to it all right, and it's an horrible feeling because you feel lost, isolated, and confused in an area of confusion. My mind was all over the place, and it was telling me, urging me to take the next step and doing something to end my life. All right, it was reassuring me that it was like a dream. It was just reality, and I had to do something to wake up from it. But as I said, I was fully awake and still had these urges inside me to self-harm. All right. What really creates this and enforces it is the isolation you feel at these times. We feel life and the struggles. I was actually finding myself reflecting upon conversations I had the day and the night before. I started to get torn between truth or lie. Did it really happen? Was I really talking to them people, or was I talking to somebody else? While writing the journal entry, I wrote, my mind is running overtime, telling me not to write this experience down because it will be used against me by whoever or whatever is holding me here at the time I was writing it. It felt really weird. As I made the entries into the journal, I was actually sitting there naked, and a thought came over my mind, and these feelings emerged, which kept pushing me further downwards. But now I had an idea of just getting up and walking out into the street naked, two words slipped through my mind because this urge kept going. Fuck it, let's just go for it. All right, when you're in these dark places, that's what happens. As I looked around the room, I felt torn between two realities. One where I was being controlled, medicated, and watched, while the other is unsure of the moment I was writing in the journal. Didn't really correspond where I was and what I was doing. I was torn between these two realities. I felt isolated, as if life was one big play and I was the main character. As I said, like the Truman Show and Shutter Island and Matrix all in one. I started to ask myself, what is reality today? You know, as I was writing, I was asking myself all these questions. Conversations I had yesterday seemed so far away. I started questioning, were they real? Were the people real? The state of mind is horrible at that point. And I actually could easily bring it to an end if I listened to my inner conversations, or I could get these inner voices and their thoughts and they play in there. As I wrote the latter sentence, I find myself touching and feeling my legs. All right, as I'm putting the entry in, and I'm pinching myself to make sure I am present, and I'm even questioning the pinches I'm doing. PTSD, whatever it is, I hate it. It feels horrible, and I feel mad. This is enforced when I have no one to turn to and tell how I feel and to speak with. All right, because the first feeling I get is people are going to judge me and call me mad. So my battle continues. So I go through my usual practices. I find myself meditating, or I trying to settle myself down and grounding myself. As I sit there, you know, I've meditated, and the environment around me felt it felt pleasant and peaceful. My mind was running wild at this point, and I wrote it in there, and the birds were tweeting outside. But I still had a feeling and sensation of self-harm and cutting on my forearms as I was meditating. All right. It was such a weird sensation. My mind run faster and faster with thoughts in a conversation, which makes me sit and turn my focus in further into me and my thoughts. And the meditating didn't help. All right. I still struggled. So I resorted to using tools and techniques to tap into my state of mind and emotions I was feeling at that time, which I'd learned over the years. And the first thing you've got to seek out is those emotions. And I went for the emotions, and I put my hand on my body, and I felt them emotions I was feeling. It was sad, fearful, alone, surprised, and helpless. All right, as soon as I felt them emotions and said them out loud, I then went and focused on my mind, and I went to see what I was actually telling myself. My thoughts were telling me, them inner conversations, them little voices. And this is the type of thing I was telling myself. Here we go again. Why me? What have I done to deserve this? Is it reality? Your life is not real. You can end it. You're in control. Nobody cares. You will not be missed. What's the worth going on? End it. You will wake up. This is just like a dream. Life will never change. It will be the same. What have you achieved in life? Nothing. You're worthless. You're weak. You're better off dead. Trust me. What are you waiting for? You're a fraud. Fake. You have nothing. You're no one. You're just mad. These were the thoughts I was telling myself, which I got out and I actually wrote down. I was telling myself, and I was feeling so low. But these were lies in my mind and inner conversations which drove me lower. So I went through every one of them lies I told myself and looked at each one of them with truth. Look, one of the most important facts is the terms used throughout the thought and inner conversations, where I wrote them down, were all third-party terms. I referred to you, your. I rarely used I or I am. You know, see, when we are in this dark place, our minds beat us up. If we do not know how to notice what is happening around us. So I wanted to share that. Today has been one of the hardest days to admit to something where I've gone into these dark places and open up and share it, and share what I felt like when you're overwhelmed and with thoughts, all right, feelings and emotions. Shame and pride play a massive part, but the biggest part is you feel mad. You feel you can't share it because everybody will judge you, especially if you're going through these types of episodes, which I've gone through. All right, I'm shared with you tonight. So please do not judge anyone or place expectation on people until you've experienced what they're going through. If you suffer similar symptoms or can relate, you're not alone. Please do not suffer in silence or isolation. Speak up and share. The more people we get to understand, the better we can make society and the better we can go forward. Today, I'm living a life in a better way and enjoying it. But I just wanted to share that a journal entry that I read this morning, and it really enforced the thoughts and the inner conversations we have and how they put us down, all right, when we're feeling like crap. And how we can be torn between two realities. It's unbelievable, And I spoke to somebody else who's actually said, like, Clive, I've been there. I just want to share it with everybody, because if you are suffering and you've gone through these, you're not alone, all right? Reach out, share. You're not mad, all right? It's just the mind. And mind-altering substances can actually enforce it even more, all right? So just be careful, because there's usually triggers as well. So the mind is so complex. You need to notice the emotions and feelings you have, all right, and tap into them, and then look at what's going on in your thoughts. The thoughts we create a lot of times are lies, they're negativity to drag us down, all right? So I just want to share that with everybody tonight, because last couple of days I've been going through my journal just to keep me going, really, and see why I'm continuing with this purpose I've got. So, and I thought, right, I'm going to share why I'm passionate. I've got other passions behind it, but I want to share why I'm passionate, because we're losing people to them inner thoughts, them inner demons, them inner conversations, because they feel they've got nowhere to turn. So I've gone out and shared it to hopefully tell other people who are suffering, you're not alone. And also to show the people who are telling me to stop speaking up and raising my voice, I'm going to continue, all right? Until you've actually experienced what I've gone through myself and experienced what a lot of the men and the women have gone through. And I know where a lot of the is coming from, all right? Because the people I'm talking to is saying, it's great what you're doing, but it's rocking the ball, all right? I'm going to continue until either Johnny Mercer, the government, or people start listening and start actually putting in actual, as I keep saying, listen, educate, all right? Let's listen, educate, treat, support. We need them structures in place. The mind is so complex, and not one therapy will fit all. So if you get offered CBT, it might not work. You might have to go to breath work. You may have to go to clarity process, or one of the other therapies, NLP. There's a lot of therapies out there, and they all do different things and touch you from different aspects. So, if you're suffering and you're struggling with one therapy, then request another therapy. It's like a pair of trainers. Not every pair of trainers fit you nicely, all right? And that's what counseling and therapy coaching is like. So if you're struggling, reach out, talk to somebody. Never Surrender Outreach is out there. Absolutely brilliant. the 24/7 helpline. And there's people out there who'll sit with you and talk and take you through what they've experienced. All right, because there's a lot of good guys out there in our network, especially for veterans who have done very well. You know, they've got off the drink, they've got off the alcohol, they've got off the emotional avoidance things we do, and that could be food, alcohol, drugs, medication. It's a lot of emotional avoidance, techniques we use to hide from our emotions. All right, our emotions are our friends. They're our true friends. So remember, when you say you call yourself you and your thoughts are, it's a third party. Actually turning it to I am I. All right, and look at it from that. Love you all. Have a great evening tonight. All right, and if you're out, enjoy yourself. Don't do anything too crazy. All right, because alcohol, I know I can't touch it because I do go crazy. And take care. Love you all. Goodbye.